The views, information, and opinions expressed during the following program are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent the views of Access Communications, its representatives, or its employees.
All right, good evening. Welcome to Weyburn City Council for Monday, April 28th. Thanks for joining us. Beautiful weather. Spring is here. We're feeling good. We've got a busy agenda tonight, a proclamation, and then we've got some work on our water and sewer bylaws, and then some exciting news for downtown. Before we get rolling too far in, I would like to welcome our youth councillor, Marisa Erasmus, joining us tonight. Our youth council is an important piece of what we do. I think City Council has the opportunity to learn lots from youth council. I've been involved for a lot of years. It's my favorite part of being on City Council, or one of my favorite parts anyways. So welcome, and if you have anytime you want to make, I know you want to make a statement at some point tonight. No, you don't, I know. But if you do want to contribute, just put your hand up. Okay, thank you. All right, I think let's get rolling. We do have a bit of work to get done. First off, I would take a motion to approve the minutes from the April 7th meetings.
Your Worship, I'll make the motion that the minutes of the regular council meeting and strategic planning and priorities meeting held April 7th be approved.
Your Worship, I would second that motion.
Thank you. Any questions, errors, omissions? Hearing none, call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Next up is additions to the agenda. First, anything from administration?
Yeah, thanks, Your Worship. There's no additions from administration tonight.
Okay, anything from council?
Your Worship, if I may, I would propose to add a motion to provide a letter of support for the Seven Stars Energy Project to the RMs of Weyburn and Griffin.
Thank you, Councillor Janke. So we'll put that to 7A. Great. We keep going. Public hearing and notice, none. Delegations, proclamations, and petitions. We do have a proclamation for CMHA. It looks like they're unable to be. That's fine. I'll still read it. Here we go. Whereas inaugurated by CMHA in 1951, May 5th to the 11th, 2025, marks the 74th annual Mental Health Week in Canada. And whereas mental health is not just about the absence of mental illness, mental health is about finding a balance in all aspects of your life. There is no health without mental health. And whereas Mental Health Week is a social change campaign to educate the public and shift behaviors and perceptions about mental health, it promotes good behaviors and attitudes that foster well-being, support good mental health, and create a culture of understanding and acceptance. And whereas the Canadian Mental Health Association in Weyburn is committed to the mental health of our community. We want our families, friends, and neighbors to have the same opportunities, breaking down barriers of mental health and mental illness by offering support and programs. We encourage people to visit www.weyburn.cmha.ca. So therefore, now, I, Jeff Richards, Mayor of Weyburn, do hereby proclaim May 5th to the 11th, 2025 to be Mental Health Week in Weyburn and urge all citizens to take part in the events to celebrate this week. Thank you.
Signing it?
I'm going to sign it right now, in fact. Okay. Very good. So you guys will have to wait while I spell my name out. All right, that is it. We will get on next to reports of standing committees. Does anybody have a report from a committee that they would like to share, or that they feel they must share? Hearing none, we keep moving. Next up is the consent agenda. So if I could get a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thanks, Your Worship. I'll make a motion that the following item on the consent agenda, cash activity report for March 2025, be approved.
Thank you. Yeah, and a seconder?
I'll second that, Your Worship.
Thank you. Okay, any questions or commentary on that? No? Hearing none, call the question. All in favor? That is carried. As always, remember that all of these reports are available on the city website immediately following City Council. Okay, so next up we will go to item number 7. So that is motions. We have the addition there, and that is a letter of support for the Seven Stars Energy Project. Councillor Janke.
Thank you, Your Worship. I have a letter here in support of the Seven Stars Energy Wind project. While I cannot take credit for writing it, I do agree. We've all read it, and I do agree with its contents. This project's a one-time, once-in-a-generation, $500 million investment in southeast Saskatchewan. And at a time when every infrastructure dollar matters, we can't afford to turn away any investment. Projects like this create opportunity for our local economies. By supporting this, the City of Weyburn would be joining the RM of Griffin and the RM of Weyburn in investing in a stronger economy and a more resilient energy future, and generally a thriving southeast. I hear a lot of stories about previous Weyburn councils who chased away investment from industries that they weren't sure they wanted to be a part of, and that the local economy suffered because of those decisions. I don't know if that's true because it was before my time. But regardless, I think that is a mistake this council would do well to avoid. So, Your Worship, I move that the City of Weyburn provide a letter of support for the Seven Stars Energy Project to the Rural Municipality of Weyburn and the Rural Municipality of Griffin.
Thank you, Councillor Jenke. And can I get a seconder for that?
I'll second.
I'll second that motion, Your Worship. Oh, sorry.
We'll fight over it.
Thank you, Councillor Morissette. You've won the fight. Does anybody have commentary? So what Councillor Jenke is proposing and what Councillor Morissette is seconding, is that the City of Weyburn collectively would write a letter of support for the Seven Stars Energy Project. So I would look to the rest of Council, at the very least, if there's any commentary or questions or concerns, I suppose. Okay. Oh, yeah, Councillor Higgs.
I would just comment that it, irregardless of the project, it's infrastructure, it's spending within the community, it's business opportunities, it's jobs, it's all those things that, as Councillor Jenke mentioned, Council of Past has been accused of turning it away. We certainly don't want to do that. So I, for one, will support it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Corrigan.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'll echo some of Councillor Haig's comments. This isn't just about this particular project. This is about economic development within our region and letting investors out there know we are open for business and we are willing to listen to every type of project to be brought into our community that can bring some investment and jobs and grow our community. And that's what this is about, and continuing to keep that door open. So I will support this letter also.
Thanks, Councillor Corrigan. Yeah, Councillor Morissette.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just kind of off the top of my head, I understand that there's been some disagreement about how safe something like this is coming to our community, and this isn't a decision that we take lightly. We have done our research, and I'm myself am very comfortable with all of the information that's been provided, so I'm happy to support a project like this in Weyburn, but just because you don't agree with what we're doing doesn't mean we're not listening. It's just we've done our research, and we feel that the research is sound.
Yeah, well said. Councillor Sidlowski.
Yeah, I can echo Councillor Morissette. In doing research in prep for this, I did reach out to a few local communities who have these types of projects surrounding their communities. And all three mayors I spoke to were supportive of it. They saw benefit within the community and the RMs and continue to see benefit within the communities. And we did do research, and we are here to listen. So it wasn't a decision made lightly.
Thank you. Yep, Councillor Higgs.
Would it be all right if Councillor Sidlowski named the three communities? Would that be okay?
But I guess that's a question for her. I don't know that, yeah.
Sure, yeah. Over the last month or so, I had reached out to Assiniboia, to Kipling, and to Moosomin, and did have conversations with all three mayors. All conversations were insightful. They were met, all three communities were met with a little bit of resistance prior to the project being built. They faced everything that we are facing here now. All three of them agreed that they would support it go forward as well if they were faced with the same decision again. So,
if they had it to do again,
Yep.
they would do it again.
Yep.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. I would also echo all of what's been said. I think this project has merit, and I'm proud of a city council that is saying this. So proud to be a part of the group. I think that's it. If anybody else, if administration wants to contribute, you're certainly welcome. No? All right. So hearing no more, I will call the question. All in favor? That's carried unanimously. Thanks, you guys. All right. On to the hard stuff then. This is the introduction of bylaws. So we're going to be talking about bylaw 2025-3497, the waterworks bylaw, and 2025-3498, the sewer bylaw. So we will turn this discussion over to the Director of Engineering.
Thank you, Your Worship. The City of Weyburn has a waterworks bylaw 2024-3485 and a sewer service bylaw 2024-3486 that regulate and levy fees or charges for the utility services. The City of Weyburn currently has water and sewer rates established until December 31st, 2027. The City of Weyburn provides the following utility services: water and sewer to the City of Weyburn, water to the Weyburn Utility Board, and water and sewer to North Weyburn, to the hamlet of North Weyburn. Utility rates are designed to cover the operations, the treatment, storage, and distribution, and capital projects related to water quality and regulatory requirements. All operations for utilities are funded through utility fees and utility grants. Taxation does not contribute to the cost of utilities. The water and wastewater service charges are based on water meter. The water, wastewater, and infrastructure volumetric charges are based on consumption. The base charge is to ensure a certain minimum revenue to deliver the service. Many of the City of Weyburn's utility systems are nearing end of design life and are in need of substantial repair and/or rehabilitation. As the costs of materials, labor, and technology continue to rise, the current methods of funding these capital projects, which is primarily dependent on general revenue and the occasional government funding grant, is insufficient. The tables below show the list of capital utility projects that require rehabilitation. So in 2025, our capital utility projects budgeted for $5.6 million. For the next 5 years, we have about $10 million of capital projects planned. To address these challenges and to avoid continuous deferred maintenance on the city's utility systems, the engineering department is proposing the introduction of a $10 per month infrastructure fee. This flat fee would be applied to all utility users within the City of Weyburn and would generate a dedicated revenue stream of approximately $468,000 per year to the utility budget, specifically for funding capital utility projects. This fee could be reviewed and adjusted over time as the community needs and project priorities change. In September 2024, Council approved Bylaw 2024-3485 and 2024-3486, which set the water and sewer rates for 25, 26, and 27. The following table is an example of the monthly charges for a typical City of Weyburn property with a 5/8 utility service, which shows the monthly increase in fees of $6.68 in 2025 and $7.23 in 2026 and 2027. With the introduction of a $10 per month infrastructure fee, these rate increases would be $16.68 and $17.23 respectively. The engineering department has conducted a full review of both utility bylaws and are proposing the following changes. So in summary, for the waterworks bylaw, some formatting changes were made, and then some liability discussions around the City of Weyburn providing services for the connection fee were made, as well as removal of out-to-date City of Weyburn fees per linear meter for work previously provided by the City of Weyburn, which is now primarily provided by a contractor. And then, in the end, a $10 per month flat fee to all City of Weyburn service connections, so every customer with a water meter. And then, in summary, for the sewer bylaw, any changes that were made to echo the water bylaw, as well as some clarifying parameters around the discharge of clear water waste, So the prohibiting of the discharge of clear water waste into a location that causes adverse effects to adjacent properties was one of the main ones there. And then just that addition of the $10 per month flat fee and the removal of those outdated city rates for services that the City of Weyburn does not provide anymore. So recommendations from administration are that council gives first reading for bylaw 2025-3497, being a bylaw to regulate the use of waterworks and the levying of fees or charges, and that council gives first reading for bylaw 2025-3498, being a bylaw to regulate the use of sewer service and the levying of fees or charges.
Thank you, Director Cugnett. Okay, first off, I think we want to get a motion on the floor for the waterworks bylaw.
Your Worship, I'll make the motion that council gives first reading to bylaw 2025-3497, being a bylaw to regulate the use of waterworks and the levying of fees and charges.
Thank you. And a seconder?
I'll second that motion, Your Worship.
Thanks, Councillor Corrigan. Okay, let's have the conversation. Are there questions? Councillor Corrigan.
Director Cognan, thanks for all the work that you've put into this. Just to be clear, the levy would go into a fund dedicated to capital projects now and in the future, correct?
Yes, that is correct. It will go directly into the utility revenue fund, which would fund capital projects such as the ones listed on the tables in the report.
Right. And estimating over the next 5 years, that could be have a price tag of close to $10 million. So
that's a conservative estimate, yep.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a start in helping to fund that investment within our infrastructure within the City of Weyburn that is in need, because if we don't continue those investing in those projects, our infrastructure could collapse.
Yeah, correct.
To put it bluntly. Yeah.
Literally.
Literally, yes, yeah. So I'm fully in favor of this motion and moving forward with it. I think it's a good investment, and the fact that it is applied to every building that has a water meter, I think is quite fair in moving forward with this. So, okay. Thank you.
Thanks. Anybody else? Commentary or questions? Councillor Higgs.
In the research that I've done, this is becoming more and more common through communities and cities particularly with these types of fees, correct?
Yeah, I believe so. I can't comment on like specific cities that have a specific utility fee, infrastructure fee for utility projects, but there are fees out there for generating revenue to go towards different infrastructure, whether it's public works or utilities or, yeah.
Okay, thanks. Nope. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would just echo that it's not an ideal situation, but there is a lot of work that needs to be done that you can see on this list with a $10 million price tag that's outstanding. So we do understand that this isn't ideal for everyone. It is something that can be looked at future and might not last forever, but we are hearing complaints, seeing complaints about infrastructure, roads, facilities, and the reality of it is we just don't have that money to fix everything. So hopefully we can make some moves through this list and get some of this looked after so we don't have a catastrophic failure for the community.
Yeah. Thanks, Councillor Sedlowski. Yeah, I would concur. It's never easy to put a burden on somebody's monthly bills, but at the end of the day, it's pay now or pay later. We understand $400,000 and some a year that this might generate is at best maybe 2 or 3 or 4% of the immediate need over the next 10 years. or 5 years even. So although it's not easy, it's, I think it's the right thing to do as well. So if there's no other comments, I would call the question then. All in favor? That is carried unanimous. So we will leave that one. We'll go on now to the Sewer Works bylaw. Sewer Works, is that what it's called? Yeah, sewer bylaw.
Your Worship, I'll make the motion that council gives first reading to bylaw 2025-3498, being a bylaw to regulate the use of sewer service and levying of fees and charges.
Thank you. And a seconder?
I'll second that, Your Worship.
Thanks, Councillor Sedlowski. To the Director of Engineering, is there more commentary on that you'd like to provide?
No, no more. It's all pretty similar.
Pretty similar?
Yep, they shadow each other.
Yep.
There's some overlap there too, so.
Good.
Just to confirm though, the fee is just charged once,
Yes.
not twice for
Right.
each bylaw, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very good. Thank you. Any questions? Yeah, Councillor Higgs?
I was only a comment is I like the idea of the earmarked funds of these types of bylaws and these types of levies, because the a raise in taxes with the best intentions can sometimes end up going somewhere else because of a situation. This is earmarked money. It can't go anywhere else but to fix that sort of stuff. So
That's right.
I think it's good.
Yeah, thanks for saying that. It's well said. Okay, so motion's on the floor. Oh, sorry, Councillor Bedore, pardon me.
That's okay. Renee, just one quick thing on the discharge of clear wastewater. What is that? What does that mean?
Thank you for asking. So that is any surface water that is discharged to the ground surface. So that would include stormwater from roofs and eaves, as well as any weeping tile or basement or foundation sump water. So now we are just adding in some clarification around that specific clear water waste, just because we've had some issues with drainage on adjacent properties, as well as our ongoing issue with our foundation sumps being plumbed directly into our sanitary system, giving it an overload. So we do require for our foundation drainage now to be discharged to the surface. So now we just have some protection around where on the surface of the property it's being discharged to.
And I think that's good clarification, because that's something that the layman, being even me, understand that there's sewer and storm, and there's two different channels there, where when we had the floods in 2011, everybody was pounding in sump pumps and just putting them into their sewer, which was maybe the right thing to do at the time, but it's caused a trickle-down effect that has really affected everything downstream. That's causes a lot of this capital as well.
Yep. Thanks for that clarification. Okay, yeah, Councillor Sedlowski. Yeah.
I guess the only other thing I wanted to say is just for everyone to know that this is first reading. So if there is feedback, if you have thoughts, if there are ideas, please reach out. That's what we're here for.
Yep. Okay. Anybody else? Nope. So we'll call the question. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. So to be clear, just we will come back to the May 12th meeting with these two bylaws for second and third reading. And so, yes, as Councillor Sedlowski said, there's opportunity for feedback to council and administration in between now and then. All right, no unfinished business. So we go on now to new business. First up is a discretionary use permit down on Main Street. So I will turn this over to the Planning and Development Coordinator, Malcolm.
Thank you. A discretionary use development permit application has been received from Basil & Sons Holdings for the installation of a seasonal patio within the parking lane of the street right-of-way in front of 72 3rd Street Northeast. Notices were provided to all property owners within a 75-meter radius of the subject property, which notifies them of the application and the opportunity to provide their concerns and feedback to council. Notices were sent out on March 27th, and no responses were received by the deadline March 11th at noon. Discretionary use developments require approval of council under zoning bylaw 2020-3412. The central business district is designed to provide the most intensive areas of retail, service, and commercial development. The proposal provided by Basil & Sons Holdings includes the installation of a seasonal patio with the parking lane of the street right-of-way in front of their store at 72 3rd Street Northeast. The patio will be approximately 8 feet wide by 24 feet with a 42-inch railing on 3 sides, so north, south, and east. The patio will have seating that will be used for customers to enjoy food and beverages from the TNC Family Restaurant. The patio will be removable and the operation be seasonal from May 1st to September 30th of each year. So council options, option 1, approved development permit 2025.011 for the installation of a seasonal patio within the parking lane of the street right-of-way in front of 72 3rd Street without further conditions. And option 2, approve, development permit 2025.011, the installation of a seasonal patio within the parking lane of the street right-of-way in front of 72 3rd Street, subject to the following conditions. A, the annual approval period is from May 1st to September 30th. The site is to be cleared for use as a parking stall outside of that period. An annual review meeting in October will occur between the applicant and the development officer. B, all utility infrastructure and site work undertaken and or required to be undertaken on the site shall be completed and maintained at the sole cost and responsibility of the applicant. The proposed structure is to be fully constructed prior to relocation to the site. The applicant is responsible for maintaining the site and area surrounding the site in good conditions at all times. Any damage as a result of the activities approved to existing municipal infrastructure, such as sidewalks, signage, roadways, or utilities, shall be repaired at the applicant's expense. The stormwater drainage grated in the southwest corner of the proposed site shall be accessible for maintenance access. No portion of the patio other than support block shall be lower in elevation than the top of the curb. No support block can be closer than 0.3 meters from the curb. To facilitate pedestrian movements, the sidewalk shall be free of obstructions with a width of 1.8 meters or 5.9 feet. Concrete barriers shall be erected on the east and north corners of the site to the satisfaction of the City of Weyburn Transport Department. The applicant is not authorized to drill, excavate, or modify the sidewalk, curb, and pavement without express written permission from the City of Weyburn Engineering Department. The city may require a temporary removal of the structure from the roadway, curb, and sidewalk should access be required prior to September 30th for any reason. The north boundary of the patio shall be no closer than 14 centimeters to the outer edge of the parking stall. The business shall operate in compliance with the City of Weyburn Noise Bylaw 2004-3027, and the owner shall provide written confirmation of carriage of a minimum of $2 million liability insurance package for the operation of the seasonal patio. Option 3, refuse development permit 2025.011 for the installation of a seasonal patio within the parking lane of the street right-of-way in front of 72 3rd Street for the following reasons. Any proposed use must have a reason for refusal. The officer making the motion for refusal should provide reasons for the permit's refusal in their motion. Staff recommendation, staff are recommending option 2 to provide the discretionary use development permit 2025.011 with the conditions listed above.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to get this on the floor, please?
Your worship, I'll move that council approve discretionary use development permit 2025-011, the installation of a seasonal patio within the parking lane street right-of-way in front of 72 3rd Street Northeast, subject to the conditions listed.
Thank you. And a seconder?
I'll second that, Your Worship.
Thank you. Questions? Councillor Janke.
Not a question, Your Worship. I'm just thrilled to see this kind of development permit applied for, and this is a trend downtown that I would like to see continue.
Thank you. Anybody else? No. Director Malcolm, a couple questions. This is a couple of parking spaces, right? I'm not great with math. 24 feet, couple parking spots, if that?
I would say probably 1.5. Yeah.
Right. And we had something very similar to this before,
Yes.
and it was very well received downtown. To Councillor Janke's point, this was very well received.
Yes.
So no complaints. So May 1st, we're just in time to get this out the door for them.
Yes.
So I'm excited as well. I think this is just fantastic to see. Okay, if there's nothing more then, I'll call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Okay, one more special occasion permit. This one goes to the Director of Leisure Services, Director Henning. Welcome to the club.
Thank you, Your Worship. Hopefully I don't do this any injustice. So, special occasion liquor permits are required by the Saskatchewan Liquor and Gaming Authority for selling and serving alcohol that is not held in a commercially permitted establishment. Written municipal approval must be submitted respecting all outdoor functions. A special occasion application has been received from Outlaw Buckers and Oil Kings for an upcoming match bronc riding event. The application is to sell alcohol during their match bronc riding event taking place on the Weyburn Ag Society exhibition grounds during the following times: June 3rd, 2025, 4:30 p.m. to 12 a.m. The Leisure Services Department has reviewed the application. All required information was included, and there are no concerns with the application. The recommendation is that Council provide approval to the Outlaw Buckers and the Oil Kings to make an application to the Saskatchewan Liquor and Gaming Authority to sell alcohol during their event held at the Weyburn Exhibition Grounds during the following times: June 3rd, 2025, from 4:30 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Can we get a motion, please?
Your Worship, I would move that Council provide approval to the Outlaw Buckers and Oil Kings to make an application to the Saskatchewan Liquor and Gaming Authority to sell alcohol during their event held at the Weyburn Exhibition Grounds from 4:30 to 12 a.m. on June 3rd, 2025.
Thank you. And a seconder?
I'll second that, Your Worship.
Thank you very much. Any questions for the Director of Leisure Services on this one? Any hard questions for him? Really hard questions for him?
Richard, I think I know the answer to this question, but SLGA really just needs this to give us an opportunity to have our say on this. They're taking on all of the responsibility in this. We just have a, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. SLGA requires that we give approval to this.
Yeah. Okay. So in the past, we've just looked at these and see no reason why we'd ever stand in the way of something like this.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Councillor Morissette.
Thank you, Worship. Again, Director Henning, is it within the permit that the event fall within the noise bylaw? And then do they have to have their own security as well to make sure no underage drinking goes on?
Good questions.
Sorry for the hard questions.
I will take that question. Councillor Moore said any event happening has to fall within our noise bylaw. And so our noise bylaw goes until 11 p.m. This is saying this event goes till 12 a.m. The event will pretty much be done prior to that. That's people having some drinks afterwards, which is okay with us. What was the second part of your question?
Whether or not they have to have security on the premises.
Yeah, so whenever they put an application in, they actually have to show us their security plan within that, and that actually gets provided also to SLGA. That's a requirement for where they're going to be selling their liquor and also where they're going to have their security for that. And then for this event where it's being located, it's in a fenced area already, so they meet a lot of those regulations already. So there's no concerns with us that way. But they have to meet those regulations within SLG for that.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Any other questions? Yeah, Councillor Bador.
Not a question, just a general comment. Mark this on your calendar. This was a really cool event last year and really well received, and I think it's just another thing that Weyburn brings, and there's a lot of fun there, and I would nominate our mayor to maybe give it a whirl as a celebrity.
It would be a whirl, all right. Yeah, it'd be a whirl, all right.
Your worship, I would like to second Councillor Baddour's motion.
Strike that. I won't call for a question on that one. Yeah, I'm excited for this too. Everybody loves good rodeo, so that's exciting. Anything else? Great job presenting that. Thank you very much. With that, I'll call the question then. All in favor? That is carried unanimously. Okay, that is the bulk of our business. I see our guests from CMHA are here. Do you still want to address council? Please do. Yeah, head up to the podium and address council. We'll do inquiries and announcements in a minute. Yeah, if you can just turn your microphone on, Tasha. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much for allowing me this time. I apologize for not being here earlier. I got my times mixed up, so here's me with my tail between my legs. I do want to thank you, Mayor Richards, for putting the proclamation through. I want to thank the council members for, again, and the City of Weyburn for supporting CMHA and our efforts through Mental Health Week. Mental Health Week provides CMHA an opportunity to highlight not only our programs and services, but it also offers us an opportunity to say thank you to those that support us and recognize our many partners and funders. We host different events during the week and throughout the week to raise awareness as well as the profile of mental health in our community. This year's Mental Health Week theme is Unmasking Mental Health, which aims to raise awareness about the significant impact that masking can have on our mental health, relationships, and well-being. Masking is when we hide or suppress emotions, personality traits, behaviors, or symptoms from others. Masking can be exhausting. It can lead to isolation, as well as disconnection, a loss of self-identity, and may even stop people from getting help. Unmasking, on the other hand, that takes a lot of courage, but it can help us form deeper connections. It can boost our self-esteem. It can promote healing and acceptance, and can allow us to get the help we need when we need it. CMHAs across Canada are encouraging people to unmask about the truth on mental health, while breaking down barriers, challenging stigma, and supporting open conversations. By unmasking our own struggles, we can give others permission to do the same. So this year we are sending out a call to action, asking our community to help raise awareness and show their support by hanging their door hangers throughout Mental Health Week. That will be distributed through this week's Weyburn This Week issue. We also invite the community members to attend our events, which are held throughout the week, including our Mayor's Luncheon on May 6th, a self-care workshop on May 7th, as well as our used book sale on May 7th and 8th. And if anybody wants more information about these events, I encourage them to reach out to us at CMHA Weyburn or find us on Facebook. I appreciate the time today, and again, sorry for my delay.
No apologies. Thank you very much for that and for all the work that your organization does in our community. It is incredibly important for what we do. Paige has given me that look like, go stand over by the flags. We'll do it after? Very good. Okay. Thank you again. Let's get on then to inquiries and announcements. We have quite a few, but first, one I want to hear is right here.
Thank you, Your Worship. We are excited tonight to announce the return of a friendly and fun tradition between the communities of Estevan and Weyburn, the Golden Garbage Can. This lighthearted rivalry is all about community pride, cleanliness, and showcasing the best of what the cities have to offer. The Golden Garbage Can promotes a residential cleanup campaign, encouraging everyone to take part in sprucing up their homes, yards, and neighborhoods. With next week being Way Clean, this gives Weyburn a head start. On June 9th, a panel of 5 judges will tour both Estevan and Weyburn, taking in the efforts of each community. The city that shines the brightest will be awarded the coveted Golden Garbage Can and, of course, bragging rights until next year. Let's come together, have some fun, and show just how much pride we take in our communities. Whether it's pulling weeds, picking up litter, or planting flowers, every little effort counts. Together we can make a big difference and maybe even bring home the can. So let the friendly competition begin.
Friendly. Friendly. Yeah, Councillor Janke, I would expect you might have some commentary.
I'm thrilled to see this back. The only comment I have is about the friendly part. Estevan, if you're watching, Weyburn is in it to win it.
Oh, Larry. Yeah, so is there any record of who has the most wins in the history of the Golden Garbage Can?
I think we're keeping this friendly.
Oh, right,
Mayor Richards.
friendly,
We're
right.
starting off on a good foot here.
I would.
No comment.
Yeah, friendly. Yeah, that's right. Thank you very much. And by the way, thank you for championing that. I suppose if there was an opportunity for the garbage can to make its way into the field of view tonight, that would be awesome, because I believe it is in the house. The Golden Garbage Can is in the house, City Manager. Yeah. I would say put it in front of, that's right. We're setting it here, right, perfect. Just too many easy jokes here. Never mind, eggs. Thank you for championing that. That is a lot of fun. Anybody else? Inquiries and announcements? Yeah, one more, Councillor Sadlowski. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm monopolizing the microphone tonight. I do want to share that tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at the Spark Center Art Gallery, Regan Lanning has been putting together a very special exhibit to honor Greg Nickel. So his service will be on Wednesday, and he has family and friends in town, and we thought that this was a great way to honor him. So there will be a reception at 7 o'clock, and all are welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Councillor Higgs?
I just want to congratulate the Red Wings on their season and the year that they've had, and job well done, and we'll get them next year.
Yeah, yeah. There was a Highway 39 rivalry there too. How did? Anyways, we're keeping it friendly. That's right. Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah, Director of Engineering.
I just want to make an announcement that the permanent closure of Queen Street is happening next week, May 5th. So it's going to look like some concrete barriers placed at the north side of the rail crossing, as well as at Regina Avenue. And then I just want to also let residents know that CPKC will be doing some repair work on their government road crossing across from Barber Motors. So that work is going to be taking place concurrently, and there'll be a little bit of inconvenience for a while. But yeah, just to recognize the inconvenience that the permanent closure of Queen Street will have on daily users, residents, and commercial businesses. The decision wasn't taken lightly, but it has to be done for safety. So, yeah.
Yep. Thanks for that. Construction season, right? It's that time, and I'm happy that there's stuff happening. If there's nothing else, one more thing I would like to just mention is that aquatics feasibility survey is still open on the city website. I would encourage people. We've had, I think, pretty good response, but would encourage folks to go on the city website, find that. It's, help me out, it is weyburn.ca/engage. Is that where it is? Right on. So you'll find it there. I suppose there's social media links to it as well, but would look for folks to do that. If there's nothing else, oh yeah, Councillor Morissette.
No problem. Actually, I'd be remiss if we did not highlight Way Clean Week, which is happening next week. The City of Weyburn website has a really great rundown of where there's going to be extra garbage cans, where you can pick up supplies. Christine downstairs has been doing a really great job in coordinating this. And if we are going to win that golden garbage can, let's get together. Okay, Councillor Mickle. Anyway, but no, seriously, if we are going to do some cleanup, there's a lot of places that do need some garbage picked up, and we're looking at getting this place much nicer.
Yeah, excellent. Very good. Okay, I think that's it. With that, we'll call it adjourned. Thank you very much.
If you'd like to share your feedback on the program you just watched, contact us today